This was a really fascinating article that totally, I don't know, it kind of shocked me, but it has to do with police drug seizures. And this new report found that police drug seizures increase the risk of overdose in the surrounding area. And if that sounds kind of weird and counterintuitive, it should. But I'll explain why it is like this. So basically, police make a big deal, right? When they go in as part of our completely immoral, disgusting war on drugs. They go in and they find the main dealer in an area, and they bust into the house and arrest the guy and put him in prison. And they make a big deal of, we confiscated this many heroin, this much heroin, this many fentanyl pills and stuff like that. Now, in general, this is one of the maybe slightly less bad things that police do. However, the real way our society should be set up is that drugs and drug addiction should be a health issue, not a crime issue. And if you were to have it that way and you would actually decriminalize drugs, then people could get their drugs from legit areas and not be turning to very illegitimate people. And obviously, there's a lot of issues with the way that cannabis has been legalized across the United States. However, one thing that it seems to be doing is that a lot of people now are getting, if they're only in to marijuana, they're getting the marijuana from places that are not going to, sell them dangerous stuff, or they have to go to some shady house and sit in the guy's living room for half an hour. So there are some benefits. Also, the fact that it decreased at least that style of arrests by our fascist police forces have decreased. But anyway, so why did the ODs, people die? This is people dying of OD, which I looked it up, and people die of overdose in the United States once every 5 minutes of every hour of every day. Once every 5 minutes. And I think that's even a decrease from its peak a few years ago. But once every 5 minutes, someone ODs to death. Anyway, so how does it happen? Well, a recent study funded by the CDC and American Journal of Public Health focused on 2 years of opioid and stimulant seizure data. The researchers examined how these seizures, seizure really isn't the best term because it totally sounds like people are ending up with seizures from ODing. Anyway, the researchers examined how these seizures impacted fatal and non-fatal overdoses in the area where the seizures took place within specific time frames. The results found fatal overdoses doubled in the week following an opioid seizure, within approximately 500 meters of the location. Additionally, the distribution of naloxone, if I'm pronouncing that right, the opioid overdose reversal drug by paramedics doubled in weeks following. So more people died, and also more people OD'd and did not die than normal. And this is because when individuals who use opioids are cut off from their supply due to one of these seizures, they experience withdrawal symptoms and a decrease in tolerance. Consequently, they soon seek out a new supplier who they don't know and they don't understand the dosing the same as they did with their old supplier. This heightens the vulnerability. This heightened vulnerability contributes to the increase in overdoses observed in the aftermath of police seizures. We see once again efforts to curb drug use and protect people are part of the racist war on drugs, and they have almost the complete opposite effect. So the cops go around and lock these people up and cause other people to die. Now, there's another way you could set up this whole system where they go in and they find a big dealer of the neighborhood. And if it were not a criminal, but instead a health issue, not only would they, get help and deal with the person who was the dealer, they'd also help all of the people that were coming to his store, his shop on a regular basis. they would help them rather than just leave them out to hang them out to dry and go, find your opioid somewhere else and someplace else where you don't understand the dosing at all and you don't know whether to trust the guy. By the way, this article is from Sheer Post. The United States is currently grappling with a devastating overdose crisis, with fentanyl playing a significant role in driving the record-breaking numbers. In 2022 alone, 109,000 individuals lost their lives to drug overdoses, and they believe that could rise to 165,000 a year in 2025. And you calculate that out, that's once every 5 minutes from OD. Someone dies from OD in the United States alone. So thank you, police, for, again, doing such a noble job, running around, causing the death of a bunch of people.